I always said, if we ever did something together, oh yeah, it would be awesome.
It'd be out of control.
And John would be billing us out of jail.
Yeah.
Next thing I did was the auto show circuit as a narrator. The girls that stand on the hamster wheel with the car. And they're like, this is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. I did that.
My sister said, he left his Richard Cunningham and he came back as John Lennon.
I offered the producers of PBR.
She had come from sit position, bit him in the balls, went back to sit position, and if I blinked and I hardly saw it and looked at her, and she was just sitting there like
a ninja.
And I turned around and I said, "You just missed 10 grand." He goes, "Why?" And I said, "Because that was me being a dick."
8G hit, and it hit so freaking hard. I'm like, maybe I should have landed in the grass.
I can hear your laugh from here, not through the screen, but from.
And I left there feeling like a bag of dicks.
Lou, did she just say a bag of dicks?
Yes, she did.
Like, let's say I want to get one of those Speed Marine hats. Where do I go to get it?
Oh, dude. Plug it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're not supposed to stop. You're supposed to act like it's normal. We integrate.
No, I always forget that part.
When they started asking, who here can drive a 6-shift? This is 30 or 40 extras. None of them could. We had to test a couple of my mechanics as terrorists and put them in the cars to.
Tell the story again about the panties and the dog. And
I'll let you tell it.
If you're not hustling, you're sleeping.
How'd you pull that off, Chad?
Well,
you got some kind of magic wand or just a big wand?
Man, we could talk for weeks about this stuff.
This
This is literally the most professional podcast I've ever done.
I'm still jamming out to the music. Hey, everybody, it's Lou Santiago, and welcome. I'm glad to see you made it to another episode of Tree Lefts Don't Make a Right. Tonight, we have Joe Zolper. He's from Garage Squad, but he also had a deal with Prison City Choppers in Joliet, Illinois. Now, for you guys who don't know, Joliet is the home of the Blues Brothers, Elwood and Jake. Rubber Biscuit. I don't know what else to say. They're phenomenal. So that's what we're gonna talk about, all kinds of wacky stuff. Tonight, we're gonna have questions at 8:45. So post them up and we're gonna go from there. Now, go to commercial break. We're gonna bring in John. Me and John are gonna tell some lies. We're gonna talk about the green screen, and then we're gonna bring in Joe. Hit it, Ken.
Ever wonder what happened to your favorite Hollywood stars? Some are screen legends. Some made history.
What do you say? Is it the new Bluesmobile or what?
One thing's for sure, they all have more to tell. Road trip with me, Lou Santiago, as I hunt down these iconic cars.
The car's actually stolen. My kids said, "Dad, you're not going to believe what's over here."
And take you behind the scenes to get the story behind the story.
I'm gonna have the car do the same thing. Oh, bang, wow.
From the designers who built them, the stars that drove them, and the lucky motherfuckers who stumbled across them. Where was his car when you found it? Pull in there. Dude, tell me you have your hands on it. You're not gonna believe some of this stuff.
Dude!
What
are you doing?
What are you reading? What are you looking at?
The fucking tripod.
You're still fucking with that thing? You're like a kid at Christmas. Get you something I gotta play with it. I gotta play with it.
I admit it freely. You know what? Like I said before. You know what Kurt Lazarus said? You never go full retard. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's one of those things. So,
God,
I see the notes. I see the
yeah.
John always does notes for you guys that don't know. So the first thing he's got on here is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover.
Oh yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
What do you
But
think?
if you put it down, I figured you have something to say about it.
No, show everybody.
There it
Look,
is. That's it right there.
This is the 2022 cover of Sports Illustrated. I gotta tell you, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I just
don't get it either. I don't get it either.
We were talking beforehand because I look at that magazine and that's for athletes, competitors, people that are the best of the best.
Right.
They're people that take care of themselves, do their thing. This is what I'm used to. 2006, bam, when you didn't have to worry whether there was a penis involved or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You knew
Right.
that's a chick.
Yeah.
There's no question
It wasn't tucked in.
Boom. There you go. Topless.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up looking at.
Yeah.
This nowadays, you're not supposed to shame. I don't understand it.
But you know what though, John? This is something that's been slowly coming down the pipe. Because remember when Snap-on had the girly calendars?
No.
You know, they for the longest time they were topless,
yeah,
and then they went to bikinis, and now they're totally gone.
Yeah,
they're totally gone because all because somebody complained. And my whole thing is you know what? If you don't like it, you don't have to stand there. You can leave.
Yeah.
Right there. I still don't understand how come you don't have 100,000 subs yet. We don't know either.
Because we talk about the cover and how we don't like fat chicks.
Yeah, we
Lou's talking full retard. I can't understand it.
I don't get it. I'm so lost right now.
The thing is they transcribe every word we say so the computers can catch and track what we're doing. I mean, if you go to YouTube afterwards, you'll see the transcription, closed captioning at the bottom. And sometimes it's not even accurate, which is to our benefit because we speak German. But they know exactly, what's happening. If they don't agree and it's in the matrix that way, we're not going to say it. You're not going to hear it. They're going to suppress it. I've put stuff up on Facebook that I know is not politically correct, and they just slam it. Nobody touches it. I'm like, I know, people are seeing my stuff. They're just, people blew up. I put that picture of the girl from Sports Illustrated on it. And I'm like, immediately, no, I wouldn't. That's not me. I don't find it a little bit attractive.
Yeah.
Nor do I think that should be okay. Now, if that lady was 600 pounds and she dropped down to that weight and she's on her way to becoming healthy, that's a different picture. That's inspiration. That's motivation. You see that?
Like John right there.
That's a sexy, right? Yeah. That was the cover. That was of Heiny Boy magazine back then.
Oh God. Okay. Moving right along.
If you Google it. Oh boy.
Heiny.
We're already in the dumpster. We're already in the dumpster. We're what, 4 minutes in?
God. So now the other thing you have on here, I love your list today. Normally,
it's all over the place. I
don't even look at it, but I love the list today. Strip club in Miami. Okay,
listen,
what's going on with that?
I got a chance. I was in Miami about 2 weeks ago. Got a chance to run off to Tootsie's. Tootsie's strip club used to be the biggest, best, everything. And I'm going to tell you, I got a point here, not just strippers. Tootsie's is probably 70,000 square feet. Somebody can Google it and figure it out, but it's a huge place. A lot of levels, a lot of bars. So I go in there and I'm thinking, I'm able to run away. I'm an old guy. Let me check it out. Lou, the girls were so awful. Awful. This used to be a high-end, nice place. I'm looking at my watch. I don't wear a watch, but I'm doing this going, when are the hot chicks coming? What are we doing here? It's just horrible. And then I thought for a second, you know why that is? Because the smart girls have an OnlyFans page. They don't have to. OnlyFans, you're making money around the clock, not just when you're doing your thing.
Is that like a subscription service?
Yeah. They do all kinds of crazy shit on it. Yeah. What am I drinking? I'm drinking 12-year-old scotch.
So yeah. you think all the chicks that the majority of the chicks that used to strip and newcomers are doing stuff on
everything
OnlyFans
online. They're doing it online. It's 24 hours a day subscription. When they're sleeping, they're making money. Strippers, they're only making money when they got somebody stick it in their G-string for 4 hours at a shift. Night and day. Girls are making hundreds of thousands of dollars staying at home doing, a couple videos a week. Their old videos are making money.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid hand over fist, but it's killing the strip clubs. I mean, the strip clubs are now the old drive-in movie. It's just not happening.
I haven't been in a strip club in 20 years, 30 years.
It's been at least 10 for me. That's why I ran off and said, let me check out Tootsie, see what's happening. Ubered up there, checked it out. Oh my God. Lou, it was horrible.
Sad day. It was a
horrible,
sad day.
Horrible. Horrible. There was probably 60 girls. There's probably only 1.5 that I thought was, half decent.
Man.
Not even like hot stripper. It was just, that one's not bad.
Man,
horrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is so crazy. I just would. I mean, I get it. I just would have never thought of it.
It's a different world. Guys are home. At 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to get up and go. Girls don't have to leave their house. Everything's done.
You got to worry about
remotely
driving home drunk.
Yeah.
The
urge hits you. You hit the internet. You're ready to go.
Yeah. Rub one out and you're fucking living a dream.
Right.
That's crazy. All right. So the next thing is this Saturday is the Hotchkiss open house. I cannot make it because I have they're doing a surprise birthday thing for me. I was told Monday morning when I told Tina I was going to do that. She's like, you can't go. I'm like, why? She goes, because we've got something for your birthday.
Yeah.
So got to do that.
24th, right? Your birthday's the 24th?
27th.
27th.
But I guess everybody's getting together is the day they can do it. You know what I mean? The whole tribe.
We're going to be 50, you're 55? You're 55 this year?
We're 59.
50.
Yeah, man. 59.
Time's flying.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right.
Brent says hello. Oh, I saw that screen before we bring on Joe. I got to touch on this.
Oh.
So here's the deal. I saw that screenshot that you sent me with this jackleg. Mike Smith is talking shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. All right.
Yeah. You want to address it?
Yeah, I do. Because here's the thing. I make it a point to give, like if I go to a show, I make it a point to engage everybody who wants to talk to me. Because the way I feel is if you're going to watch me waste a half hour of my life, of your life, if you're going to waste a half hour of your life watching me be on TV being an idiot, I can give you time. That's just how I look at it. But what I find amusing is this guy, he's either a bullshit account or he thinks because he's online that he can say whatever he wants. Well, I'm just going to put it out there. The guy's name is Mike Smith. I don't think it's real. I think it's BS, and he might be real. But Mike, if you ever want to come on the show and talk shit, we're more than open to it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Just be prepared.
let me explain where the guy is and what happened. Joe actually shared the promo saying that he was coming on the show. Did it a couple times. One of them was from the 3 Lefts account, which we hardly use. We set it up just to lock it up. So I posted it on the 3 Lefts Facebook. And that's where the guy popped up and was talking shit about you and Jared got fired because you're Trump supporters. He's definitely a liberal.
Yeah, he's an idiot. If he's
and he
a real
just kept
person,
talking about it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't take it. I got on there, and for some reason, sometimes it says I'm the Garage Insider. Sometimes it says I'm 3 Lefts. Sometimes it says it's me. I don't know how to switch back and forth. But I had to straighten them out and told them that's not true. You guys walked. You weren't fired. Nothing. And I'm thinking, if you're happy that somebody's fired because of their political views, one way or another, there's something wrong with you.
Well, yeah, and he's a candy ass. Bottom line, he's a candy ass because he's sitting there. Your opinion doesn't matter as far as he's concerned. So people like that, I addressed it. It's over with as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, let's move on.
If he wants to come on the show, I will more than let him. Be more than happy. More than happy. We can have a conversation. But he won't. He won't. And I know better. All right. So look, we've touched on all of that. Next week is Bob Thrash. This is going in the trash. Ken, hit it. Let's get Joe in here. Go to commercial.
It sounded too good to be true. A dealership that's been in business over 65 years. Terrific deals and thousands of repeat customers.
You know what I love about this dealership? What's that?
It's a big building where they sell cars, but that's not important right now. I love their 5-star customer reviews. See why more people are uncovering great deals at KennedyAuto.com. John Kennedy Ford. Enjoy your ride.
Joe!
I'm listening to you guys and I'm over here dying.
See, I told you we talk trash. I told you we talk about whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well,
it doesn't. We would talk about anything.
You know, I'm not upset about the big girl on the Sports Illustrated magazine, because if that be the case, then that means there's hope for, you know, overweight, you know, fat, white, pasty guys like me, that we actually stand a chance someone might be interested in looking at us someday.
There you go. There you go. Just think, you might get a call from Heine Magazine. You might get a call, Joe.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my phone to ring. Let's go.
That thing is gonna start ringing off the
hook. I'm gonna start an OnlyFans for pasty white guys. There
you go. There you go. And name it Pasty White Guy. There you go.
So I'm also looking at that, and I realized, you know, when I was a kid, I remember being a kid working in the shop, and there was this Kathy Ireland poster that used to be in the shop that was like, you know, Kathy Ireland was a goddess back then, you know, and she had eyes like a cat, right? You know, and all us young guys, we love that poster, you know, but men are pigs, man. We just don't want to marry hogs. I don't know.
But you know, that's the thing, man. My whole, like, I heard years ago that the reason why Snap-on got rid of their calendars is because some woman complained.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But, you know, to me, it's just like the TV. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, it just, I don't understand that logic where these people feel that they need to change your life so they're happy. The only one who gets to do that is my wife. You know what I mean?
Well, my wife tries. I mean, she puts a hell of an effort, you know. I mean, don't get me
same
wrong.
with mine.
You know, when I was a kid, I remember I worked at this mechanic shop. I was 18, and I got a Snap-on calendar, and I hung it up, you know, above my toolbox on the wall. And one of the girls in the office is the next building over, and it ain't even at the mechanic shop. Well, she's seen it, and she made this big, huge stink about it. And if I didn't take it down, I was going to get fired and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the most hypocrite thing ever. In the girls' bathroom, they had all kinds of naked guys pinned to the wall in the girls' bathroom.
I thought you were going to say she was a stripper.
Oh, good God, no, you wouldn't want to see this strip, no.
Another Heine Boy magazine cover.
Another Heine Boy shot.
Yeah.
Joe, you didn't see your picture in the bathroom wall? Balls out.
No, man, there was no pasty white guys on the bathroom wall, man. And then you guys were talking about, you know, listen, you guys were talking about strip clubs and everything, and what you pay, and so let me get this straight. You got people that are paying to watch this at home versus actually getting off the ass to go to the strip club.
That's what I think it is.
So I got a question. So if I subscribe to this, are midgets half off?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
That's terrible.
But you know what's crazy? But you know what's crazy about it? It's actually genius because it's all credit card money.
Yeah.
So
every month.
See, so that if there's a monthly fee, it doesn't matter if it's 99 cents.
Yeah.
Every month.
But here's the gimmick. You don't pay for just that site. You pay per girl.
Well,
each girl sets their own rate. Some may be $35, $50 a month. Some may be $10 a month.
No way.
I've been with Molly for 27 years. I'll be broke in 3. I mean, shit. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, most of the guys on there are probably middle-aged guys, maybe a little older. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
Yeah. That's crazy to see. I've seen T-shirts that say OnlyFans. And they're not. It's funny because like one of them was a T-shirt with an M16 and it said OnlyFans, and I'm like, okay, that's really random, but Now that I know a little bit more about it, it makes sense.
Right.
Because I'm not that. I don't go on the internet. Like, I'm that guy. You got to call me and tell me, hey, I sent you an email.
Yeah, me
okay.
too. Yeah. Me too.
I'm busy working. I'm doing other things.
Yeah, and I know everybody in this generation are all about, you could have just texted me. Listen, you're better off calling me because I can put my phone in my ear and still work.
Well, my thing is,
so I can multitask. I don't have time to sit there and with my thumbs, with them mechanic thumbs, because it takes me an hour to write a sentence. Just give me a call.
That's what I do.
I don't know what is wrong with people anymore. Nobody just wants to communicate.
No, they don't
communicate anymore.
They can't have a conversation most of the time. That's why we do this.
The generation's terrible.
Yeah.
It's text message and then hide. Phone rings. Oh no. Can't talk on the phone.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Builders Brawl in a minute.
Yeah, I called somebody one time and I said, hey, I got a question for you. And they're like, you could have texted me that. I'm like, I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, all right, let's back up real quick.
Yeah.
How old when you started spinning wrenches?
For a living or just in general?
Just in general.
Oh, I don't know. 8.
Oh, so you started way early.
Oh, man, it was ridiculous early.
And you did the whole dealership
I was pulling
thing.
apart lawnmower engines and go-karts and whatnot at 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course you worked your way up to the dealership thing.
No, I never did dealership. Hell no.
You never
I
did
feel sorry
dealership.
for them guys. God bless all you guys that do dealership.
I did that for a few years.
I started out working at garbage trucks, fueling.
Oh.
I wanted to be a diesel mechanic. Well, everybody's raising their hand in 3rd grade. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a superhero. I raised my hand. I'm like, I want to be a diesel mechanic.
Yeah.
Teacher thought I was nuts.
But
I did it.
That's all that matters. I love working on heavy equipment, man.
Oh yeah, I love
diesel engines.
And,
I love that stuff.
I worked on heavy equipment until I drove my quad off a cliff out at the quarry and busted up my hip, and I got a fake elbow. And then the doctor said, and I had my own truck repair shop. I had my own business working on diesel trucks. And he's like, hey, buddy, you're not going to be able to do this no more. I'm like, whatever. After doing a brake job on a semi-trailer, I realized I pulled screws out of my arm. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I can't do this no more. And I was already building custom choppers at the time. And
that's the tie-in. Okay.
On the side. So one thing led to another. I'm like, well, I might as well just go with the chopper thing, and the car thing. I just couldn't do heavy equipment anymore, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I still mess with heavy equipment every now and then, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the big stuff. I'm like you though. I've destroyed my body. So
most heavy equipment mechanics, their bodies are pretty messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Well, see, at least now we know. And so, real quick, how did you get into TV? Did someone just call you out of the blue like me?
Yeah, they were looking for a guy that kind of knew how to do a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades kind of guy. And my name got dropped. I had a pretty good reputation with all the bikes and cars that I've built already. And next thing you know, I'm doing a pilot with Chris Jacobs and Lauren Kanan in my shop out here in Podunk nowhere.
Okay, so we're done with that. We know how you got in the Garage Squad. That's okay.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Brawl. Tell everybody about the Brawl. Listen, I want to get through this because this is important to you as well as me because I think it's really cool.
Okay. So we have a thing that we're doing for, we're going to do drag racing this time, and it's called the Builders Brawl. And the Builders Brawl is basically, it's like this. I'm going to be blunt because we can be blunt on this show.
Be blunt.
When you're driving down the road and you see a semi with the face of, the famous driver on the side of the trailer.
Yes.
Well, the truth of the matter is, that's cool and all, root for your own driver. But, right next to him should be, the crew chief. Should be a picture of him. Let's be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't give credit enough to the guys that are slinging the wrenches to do this shit. I mean, the truth of the matter is, we're going to take drag racing, for example. I don't care what level you are at drag racing, even on the pro level. It's the easiest motorsport that there is, period. Okay. And I don't care if you're running top fuel because, well, pro, in NASCAR is harder. Pro Baja 1000 is harder. There's all kinds of other motorsports that are harder. But when you take drag racing, which is what I'm involved in, it seems like anybody can go down the track as long as they're, they got a, deep enough pocketbook, right?
Yes.
So I decided that, I started seeing a lot going on in the industry, and I'm sure you guys have too, that is kind of getting overran. So I decided to come up with this race for drag racing called Builders Brawl. And what it is you have to send in a submission to the website. You have to qualify as a builder, okay, in order to even come and compete at this race. This is where the best of the best are going to show up with their knowledge, not their checkbooks. Now, we're not excluding anybody that has money, okay? You don't have to be broke selling pencils on the street corner in order to compete, okay?
Right.
But when you show up and you got your car and you put that car into them beams, the guy alongside you is there with knowledge just like you are.
Right.
You're competing on kind of the same level of knowledge versus checkbook. It's not about who's got more money per se. And we're going to do this more like a respect for everybody in the industry that's busted their ass to get where they're at. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to lie. It has ruffled some feathers, man. I got some people that are just that they are the fake racers, let's call them, with mommy and daddy's checkbooks, and they're not happy I'm doing this. And I'm okay with that. I don't give a shit. Because, a very famous guy said to me, he says, we've been racing their checkbooks for years. They can come and race our knowledge for once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not picking on the guys with money. That's not what this is about. I mean, you could be a multimillionaire if you're willing to build your own motor.
Yeah.
Maybe you built your own chassis, or you built the whole car from the ground up at some level, and you're willing to, send in a submission and qualify. I don't care if you're Elon Musk. Hey, buddy, have at it. We'll see you at the starting line.
That's
but
awesome.
you got to bring that to the table.
Yeah. Yeah. So when is it? What's the date? Do you have a date?
It's going to be July 30th here. This year is the main event. July 29th will be the test and tune will be the test and tune the night before for the event. So if you want to come and test on a no prep track, come on and test on Friday night. The track has that open for everybody. And Saturday is the main event. We have people that are going to be there to support this because they love the idea. I mean, if you go on our website, look at the amount of sponsors that we have that are backing this. I think we got more sponsors at our race than any other race that is going on this year right now. Yeah.
Wow.
For a reason. Because even these guys are getting tired of it.
Right.
They're getting tired. So, let me get this straight. If you want to go compete for big money, you got a producer that dictates, if you can or cannot show up there to compete for big money. Okay. But yet, if you have money, you can get in faster.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing that. You got to have knowledge to get in my race. I don't care how much money you got.
Joe, you talked about qualifying. The builder's got to qualify. What does that take? And do they have to drive the car? Or can they have a driver? What's the parameters of what are you looking for? What are you promoting?
The builder has to be the driver. Okay. So there is none of this, my daughter's going to drive it because, she's got big tits and she looks hot and we get more coverage. That ain't going to work. Okay. Yeah. So if you're building it, you're getting in it. That's the bottom line. A lot of guys have qualified on just, they build their own motors. Some guys built their own chassis. Some guy did all the fabrication, stretch quarter panels, painted it, plumbed it, wired it, did all the fab work for all the turbo system. Not everybody can build a motor. Not everybody can, weld a chassis. So there are parameters of give and take with everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's at different levels. But at the end of the day, people always I do get a lot of shit. People wanting to say, hey, well, Joe, not everybody can, weld. Not everybody can build their own motor. Yeah, that's right. Not everybody can. And so this is for the ones that can. All right. Because everybody can bust their ass to make a little extra money to buy a welder to try to learn how to do it. Everybody can bust their ass to buy, a few calipers and micrometers and open a book and try to build their own motor. And if this is for the guys that went that extra mile. You understand what I'm saying? The guys like me and you that at some point in time we said, I'm going to figure out how to do this myself and stick my neck out on the line, and that's what this is for. That's the whole point of all of this. And that's what we're trying to get these people to understand. You know, there are been people that have been very pissed off because they didn't get, you know, approved to come and compete. But guys, the truth of the matter is it's like everything else. You know, I played football at recess. That doesn't mean I can join the NFL. You know, I played Little League. That doesn't mean I'm going to run up to Chicago and pitch for the Chicago Cubs. This is going to be the NFL, NBA, MLB of the drag racing industry, if I have any say about it. That's what this is. And sorry, it's not for everybody. I mean, this is for the best of the best.
It's a great idea. I'll
It
tell you,
is.
because while you're describing that, I'm thinking that may work on several different levels too, because guys do the same thing with a show car. They show up, they spend $2 million on something going, did you touch anything? No, I just said yes when they send me renderings, or I picked out the colors and I wrote a check. But they're not actually the guys that fabbed and actually stretched things and made it what it is, you know, or thought of a different path, you know, something different to do with their car. So, I think it's a great idea because you isolate it and try to say, you know, hands on, you do your thing. And it's going to be hard to regulate that because, you know, you're going to have cheaters in every area go, yeah, I did it, but they can't follow up with it. But I love the message. I think it's great. You know what I mean?
We're trying to do, because I also believe that if this takes off with the support of a lot of people, I mean, you guys, I mean, obviously, thank you and everybody. I think that this is going to open up the eyes of maybe the younger generation and go, you know, hey, I want to build this. I want to qualify as a builder, because I try to tell people, if you qualify as a builder, you've already won when you pull in the gate, because you've already done what most people haven't. And if you go to some of these races nowadays, you know, like with the younger guys, most of them don't do anything. They buy all their Fox body bullshit and bolt it on and go. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. I mean, and I feel that the talent of that backyard builder is getting lost. And I feel that if I can make this something to where, you know, it's juicy, and they wake up and want to go, man, I would really love to be part of the Builders Brawl. I would really love to be classified as a builder, you know, and come and compete. I have a guy right now with a kid that they're pulling their motor out that they just had built and had dynoed. They're pulling it out. They're disassembling it down to nothing. And the kid's going to rebuild the motor all by himself. He ain't even been down the track yet. Just so he could be part of the Builders Brawl. He's 19.
That's awesome.
So anybody out there that wants to talk shit about what I'm doing, you ask and go pound sand, because you got to understand there's a bigger picture to this. And then we have the guys with money that are bitching, you know, hey, I work very hard for my money so I can pay someone to do that. You know, what makes you better than me? Well, here's the reality. A lot of people work very hard at their job. Okay, but they went the extra mile. Instead of paying somebody, they still went out after they put their kids to bed at night, you know, after they helped mama do dishes. And then they still went out there and said, I got to learn how to use this fucking plasma cutter. You know, I got to learn how to use this welder. How am I going to use this bender that I saved up for a month to buy to build, you know, the hoop for my roll cage? Like it or not, they went farther than you, and they deserve some goddamn credibility. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they deserve a shout out. They do. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. So, okay. So one of the guys put down, he wanted to know if Wally Elder was going to show up.
Wally,
doesn't he have a Daytona like you?
Wally
it's the
does.
Red one, right?
Wally's a friend of mine, and Wally is one of the best backyard builders you'll ever meet. I mean, his stuff's gorgeous. And I will tell you that we're not revealing who's all showing up to race, but Wally was showcased, because we do a builder showcase twice a month on a random lottery of anybody that is sending their submission and is qualified and is paid to race. And what we'll do is we'll showcase their build in their car and give them a little bit of info, you know, just to try to highlight these people, you know, that deserve for the work they've done. And Wally is going to be at the race with his Daytona. So I will let you in on another little secret. There's like right now, there's me, Wally, and like 4 or 5 other guys with wing cars, that are chassis cars like ours, that and we're all trying to meet up at the Builders Brawl. It'll be the first time ever in history that there'll be that many wing race cars in one spot.
Dude, that is awesome.
Like mine, yeah. Yep.
Is yours an original wing car? Or did you make it?
No, but I like telling people that it is to piss them off. All the time, they're like, man, why would you cut up a person Daytona? And I'd be like, I was bored, and the saw was sitting there, and I don't know.
Somebody dared me.
Yeah, right. I got dared. Someone told me I didn't have the balls to do it.
No, but that would be cool, man. If you have 4 wing cars there and they're all 2 chassis cars, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
It would be cool. I would like to do it just to try. If it happens, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's okay. But me and Wally will be there with our Daytonas for sure. Yeah,
that's awesome. Now, I know the car is a Hemi car. Is it a cast iron block, aluminum block? How big is it?
Billet.
It's a billet block.
Billet aluminum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how much power are you making with that thing? You got to be making some serious power.
2,800, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it's a smaller cubic inch Hemi, but yeah.
So that would be a double rail car. You're running fast enough to be a double. Yeah.
Yeah, I built
all-round
that.
tube double rail.
I built that chassis. So, I built that. I started that car. That car took me 9 years to build because I had to shove it on the back burner because of getting Garage Squad up and going.
Right.
And but that car started out as a 68 Charger. I painted a guy's semi, and he gave me the roller. And then I started building a chassis. I based it off a Vanishing Point chassis because back then they had the top fastest 5 Pro mods in the world.
Right.
And I could not, like Scotty Cannon had this Superbird, and Chip King had a Daytona, and those were like the inspiration of why I wanted to build one. And get this, so I used to watch those cars on YouTube all the time. It was back before social media was really popular, and I'd watch them on YouTube and whatever I could. And I always dreamed that someday I would have one of those carbon fiber or fiberglass cars like Scotty Cannon's. And I love Scotty Cannon's car. And so 2 years ago, I got, my car's done. And then 2 years ago, Scotty Cannon's Superbird Pro Mod popped up for sale. And out in Pennsylvania, I went and bought it. So it's now parked alongside my Daytona. Yeah. So the car that inspired me to build the Daytona, I ended up owning, and now it's sitting alongside my car.
Dude, that is cool.
Isn't it? I know.
That is cool.
I was like a little kid when I got it home, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I got it. That's all it matters. Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Joe, what's the deal with the General Lee that you have? You built this thing when you were what, 19, and you still have it?
Yeah. That 19 years old. I bought that car for $900 in a storage garage that was rotted to shit, and a engine compartment caught on fire. And me and my buddy, a buddy of mine, Bill, I redid that whole car, motor, trans, paint job, and I always wanted a Dukes of Hazzard car since I was a little kid. I was a kid that had my Dukes of Hazzard tray with the Dukes of Hazzard mug and the bowl.
Oh yeah.
I would sit and watch Dukes of Hazzard, eat my Golden Grams and shit, and I had an aunt, my great aunt that used to watch me all the time. And she said, someday you're going to have a General Lee. And I said, yes, I will. And she passed away when I was 14. And I always swore that I would get one. And I found a Charger for $900. And it took me about 6-8 months to build that car, and then I built it because I always wanted it. And it's autographed by John Schneider and Tom Wopat and all of them. They all autographed it, and it's no longer the General Lee. It's now just orange. And that was a lot of it because buddies, or a lot of loose buddies were giving me a hard time with that General Lee with the flag. So
wasn't my people.
Explain that. Explain what you mean.
Yeah. What's that?
Explain what you mean as far as giving you a hard time, because you talked a little bit before the show about that. I think people need to know it.
Yeah. Well, so you got to remember, for me, I'm like most gearheads. It was a TV show. That's and Mopar guys, how we are. We're about being authentic, and so it had to have the 01, the flag, and all that and everything. And to me, it's just a TV show from when I was a kid. I don't see it anymore, any less. And I have been flipped off, yelled at. I've had stuff thrown at me. I had a Slurpee thrown at me across the windshield over the whole car on my way to a car show. Finally, it got ugly. And then finally, my daughter was like maybe a year old, and I had her in the back seat in the car seat, and I was pumping gas because my truck was broke down, and it was all I had to drive. And I was putting gas in it, and some guy just got out of his truck, and he was ready to throw down. I mean, it got loud, it got ugly, and I just hopped in the car and left because I got my daughter. I don't know what to do. I'm a new dad. I got this guy screaming. So we got into it, and I got in the car. I left, and I had to go back like a half hour later and pay for my gas. But after that was the day I'm like, I had enough. And I ripped all the shit off of it. I ripped off all the flag and everything. And I know a lot of people that give me shit because, I'm weak. It really had nothing to do with that. It had to do with just the environment that I live in. And to me, fucking stupidity. Black people were the nicest. They would be at the gas station wanting photos. I'd have them sit in it. They get photos with their family, and it was never an issue. The truth of the matter is, white people gave me more shit. It was all white people that threw stuff at me. White people that wanted to fight me. It was.
That's amazing, is it not?
It was ugly, and
it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad, and
it was a TV show. It was a TV show, and you know what? That car was a character. That was part of that show.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously,
but people don't see it that way. They want to see it their own way. They want to see their own, their own guilt, and I remember one time I was on the east side of Joliet, and because I lived over in the east side, which is, around here is our ghetto. It is the ghetto,
Yeah.
And I lived there with the car, and never had a problem. I drove it all the time. I come to the west side. I had a guy threatened to shoot me. So it was just like, I don't know. It was ugly, and it was sad.
Crazy.
It really
It's crazy that's the new world that we live in. That's why we put up this Sports Illustrated, because I'm sitting there saying to myself, this is really nutty. And the bad part is, if you don't think like I think, and we've talked about this before, and I swear it's people's cell phones.
Amen. Yeah.
It's the cell phones, because when you're online, everything about your phone is telling you you're right.
Yeah.
It's geared towards your experience of what you're looking for, what you believe, what you like, and everything about it is going, you're right all day long. So if somebody goes, hey, you're not so right with this. Oh, no, you don't. I just got a whole day's full of everything's cool and everybody thinks like I think, because they just showed me that. The news, Facebook, everything that pops up is geared towards your experience of fulfilling that part of your life.
Well,
and they can't take another opinion because guess what? Forget it.
Okay, so I gotta put this. I gotta throw this on the table.
What?
I gotta find a '68 Charger and build a General Lee.
Right?
A Puerto Rican guy with a '68 Charger. Come on.
I'm just saying that'd be awesome.
That shit's expensive now.
I just
want to get him for 900.
Hey Lou, how do you tell people to fuck off without telling them to fuck off?
Right. Maybe I'll make it a double rail wing car. Do a double rail car, make it a wing car, and make it a General Lee. I got the best of both worlds.
I think I'll even make this even a little bit easy or on the brain or more of a simple theory. The problem is, as a whole, it doesn't matter if you're, left, right, up, down, white, black, green, Cuban, Asian. It doesn't matter. The problem is in the world, and I think because of social media, forget all that noise. We just can't even admit when we're wrong. We just can't. Yeah. It's like we're so afraid to be wrong about anything. I mean, parents can't even handle their own kids being wrong. I just watched a TikTok today where that guy, I don't know if you guys seen it. his son was getting bullied and get his lunch taken all the time. So his son is complaining for months about this. So his son got smart and filled a cupcake full of laxative and took it to school, and the bully took it and shit his brains out. Have you guys heard this? Died laughing. The parents of the bully are at the school trying to get this other kid expelled.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And I'm over here. You need to give him a medal. I don't understand. You know, we are so afraid anymore to just be wrong or be called out on our bullshit. Mike Tyson said it best. Social media has just allowed us to talk smack without getting punched in the face for it. I mean, that's
exactly it.
And the thing is, they're not teaching their kids to respect other people's property. We were down in Miami. I hate to bring up Miami again, but my wife and I were sitting on the curbside eating. The restaurant was an Italian restaurant with orange crates full of plastic food that looked, vegetables that looked real as decor. This lady for 10 minutes let her kid rip this stuff to shreds like it was a playground. Stood there while she threw the things, broke it all apart, left it. And I turned to my wife and said, yo, when you were a kid, would your parents let you screw around and walk away from the table? 1. 2, would they stand over you and go, yeah, just rip that apart, play with it. It's here. It must be okay for you to destroy it.
Yeah.
She goes, absolutely not. It's not yours. You don't touch it. The kids today think, oh, it's sitting here. It's mine. I can do whatever I want. They're not being told, whoa. Respect other people, their property, their opinion, their thoughts, everything about them.
Right.
So this kid stealing shit from another kid, that's exactly what this is, oh no, it should be okay that he kicks this kid's ass, bullying him, and takes his food. Not okay.
Yeah.
I don't get it. There was a kid that got sexual harassment charges, I think it was in Wisconsin, because he used the wrong pronouns in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at this going, are you serious?
Yeah.
You can't
the kid's in middle school. And I don't know whether he called it a he or a she. I don't know what way they went, but it was, they're bringing sexual harassment charges up against 2 kids for that.
Jeez.
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Wow. The world's crazy. It is crazy.
It is. It is.
It needs an adjustment.
And these kids today, I'll tell you one thing I noticed. Like, I deal with my daughter. My daughter's in volleyball, and she was in this team for 6 months. And I got to be honest with you, it was 4 months in. She still doesn't even know the names of half these kids. There's only 9. I mean, how do you not know the names of these kids, right? When I was in Little League or basketball, I knew the name of every kid. And it's just, they just don't communicate anymore. They don't even know how. I mean, walk up to any 18-year-old and try to have a conversation with them. I mean, they're literally out in left field. They literally are looking at you like, why are you not texting me this? You know, I mean, they do not want to talk. They do not want to communicate. And I see it at my daughter. She's 14. I see it with her, kids. I mean, when I was a kid, I mean, weren't you guys? I mean, we were always over at somebody's house.
Yep.
We have sleepovers because we're going fishing the next morning, or God only knows, or we're do whatever we're doing, and they just don't do that anymore. They don't
be home by dark. Be home by dark with your bike, walking your friends. Come home by dark. I don't have to worry about you. But kids don't leave their house. Nor do they.
I just told my daughter she's going to be 15. I just told her on my way home from picking her up for volleyball before this. I said, "You're going to be 15. Go get a job. You're not sitting around the house this summer. You're going to find something to do."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care if she's, at the nursery down the road. We live out in the country, planting tomatoes, whatever. I don't care. Go find something to do. You're not sitting at home. And most parents, I told parents I'm making Ruby, my daughter, do that. And they look at me like, like I'm a bad guy and I got a third eye growing out of my head.
It's abuse. That's abuse.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it's about, teaching her some business ethic,
you need to teach her how to weld so she can build her own chassis. That's what you need to do.
And compete at the Builders Brawl.
Yes.
At 18, right?
Did you see how I snuck that in?
And win.
Yeah, you're on my team. I can tell. I know, right?
Let's go back because we jumped over Prison City. Let's show a picture of the bike because we got pictures of some of your work. Let's go through some of the things you've done because it's badass. Check that shit out.
Oh, dude.
That's cool. There's more to it than what you see. Ken, show the picture of the tank, the airbrush work on the tank.
No, I didn't airbrush. I did not airbrush, but that guy's good.
That's still badass.
That's
The
cool,
shape of the tank's
man.
badass.
Yeah,
that's Yeah, I've got I'm just shy of 70 bikes, custom bikes under my belt.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I've been in a lot of magazines, you know, especially back when the chopper craze was big. You know, I built a lot of bikes. I am the only person in history that I know of that told Easy Rider to go fuck yourself. I don't want my bike in your magazine. True story. That did not work well out for me. Wasn't my fault. I got like blacklisted in the whole industry.
In hindsight, it wasn't a good move.
No, it was a bad move. I ain't gonna lie. But make a long story short, two photographers were arguing over who was going to shoot the bike, and I called up Easy Rider, and I'm like, hey, man, you guys got two photographers arguing over who's going to shoot the bike. Can you tell me just where to go? I don't know what to do. And this guy just wings off on me and screaming and yelling and everything, and I'm going, sir, I don't think you understand. I just want to find out where to go. I don't care where you need to fucking go. And he's just screaming at me, and he hangs up on me. And I call back and I get somebody else. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I just want to know who's going to shoot the bike for the centerfold. That's all I need to know. Where you got two photographers, where do you want me to go? You know? And make a long story short, the editor of magazine, I think back then his name was Dave. He actually sent me a letter of apology because the guy that went screaming and yelling at me had a drug problem, I guess, or something. And he was all messed up. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I understand. That's fine. I said, but after all this, no one still told me, where do you want my bike to go? And he goes, well, I don't know if we're going to shoot your bike now. Boy. I said, I'll do you a better favor. I said, I don't want my bike in your fucking magazine where half your bitches look like they got, you know, whipped with a freaking leather strap in their face. I said, I would rather just not have anything to do with you because this is the most unprofessional experience I've ever had in my life. And that was the end of Easy Rider and Joe Zolper.
Some people like those skanky women. I got a buddy that likes them throw down a little bit on the trashy side.
Hey, there's Easy Rider, good looking, and then there's Easy Rider. You know, they got beat up on the back of that Harley too much.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
Joe, did you favor the rigid Softail? That one's a rigid, right? We can bring that picture back up. Yeah. Did you favor either or is it just whatever somebody was asking for?
No, that is for a customer. You know, rigid. I like the look of a rigid. I don't think you can go wrong. But I'm too old for a rigid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That shit hurts. You know.
Yeah.
And I live in Illinois, so I mean, you can probably make it a couple blocks at least.
Yeah, the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roads.
That's the same way in Pennsylvania. It's pretty rough. So you know, if you're going to Sturgis, it's a little tough.
Yeah, I just got done with that bike. Oh, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Okay.
It's a good bike, man.
I build a lot of stuff. I built my own motorhome. I built the race car. I got a couple other cars I'm building. We're building my wife a 69 Daytona right now, blown alcohol car for her because she drag races too. She's going to be running. We're probably going to do exhibition together, you know, with our cars at some races maybe. And I also run with the Chicago Wise Guys, which is a personal accomplishment for me because they've been around for 28 years.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I have. When I was a kid or younger, anyway, I remember saying, "Man, I would love to be a part of them someday," you know, because I just love their cars and what they do, and I made it, and here I am. So, a personal accomplishment that means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
And they're a good time. I go lie, they're a good time.
If you guys have questions, I don't know if we can. If you go back, I don't know if you marked some of the questions. If you guys have questions for Joe that he can answer, because this is your chance live to ask him what's happening, what's going on.
This guy, what did I make a motorhome out of? A 2001 Kenworth W900. You can go on my public figure page, and in the photos, you'll see all kinds of photos. In fact, I just posted one here recently, I believe. Me and my wife built it. We started with a truck. We stretched the frame 9 foot in the middle, 5 off the back, and built the whole damn thing from scratch. Yeah.
David wants to know where you get the cool shirts.
Internet. Google. Yeah, just Google offensive T-shirts. There you go. You'll be surprised the shit that shows up that I can't wear. Okay, those are the ones I really like.
Yeah.
What's next after Garage Squad? Somebody wants to know.
For me, peace, quiet, builder brawl, and then let me do it. Yeah. Peace, quiet, relaxation, builders brawl, and then raise some hell in the industry. That's what's coming, guys. I'm just telling you.
Favorite Garage Squad episode?
Favorite Garage Squad episode?
Is there one?
Funny car episode by far, because it was a personal accomplishment and a big deal for me. We're the first ones ever build a funny car on a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm looking for something on Pinterest. This T-shirt I saw the other day. You'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd love it. If I could remember everything it'd say, I'd say it, but I don't. It's not long, but it was really awesome.
Ever do any radial tire racing?
Radial tire? No, I have not. I've done, everything else, but I've never done radial. Radial tire is where I'm at up by Chicago is really not that popular. You know what I mean?
Really?
I see a guy at YouTube. I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't really go on it much. I post mostly everything to Facebook, Instagram. It's kind of my home there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would have thought up there you'd be doing some serious radial tire stuff.
No, we don't have a lot of radial tire stuff up here.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, mostly everything up here is no prep.
Yeah.
Tracks love no prep because it's cost
easy.
Effective. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's easy for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. I would have never thought that.
Yeah, and then I see someone asked if I do any no prep Kings. I'm not doing no prep Kings. I mean, that hats off to those guys. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of travel. That's a lot of time away from home. That is just a lot of money. It just, I got weight. I made a comment one time on social media and I put, Joe, how come you don't do no prep Kings? And I put, because I have a job. And people thought that I meant like something ignorant. And I didn't. I really meant like, you literally got to devote every moment of your life to that.
Yes.
I didn't mean it in any ignorant way. I meant I have a job. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Do I have a small tire car in the works? Yes, I'm going to say yes and leave it at that. But yeah, I'm working on something. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is with the no prep stuff, dude, you got to have deep pockets to get into that game.
Well, yeah. Yes and no. It didn't used to be that way, but it is now. It's like everything else. Money came in and just freaking ruined it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to have deep pockets because, dude, a lot of those cars may be lower level pro mod cars, but they're still pro mod cars. You know what I mean?
Basically they're pro mod cars with steel roof and quarters is all they are. That's what my car is. It's a pro mod with steel roof and quarter. That's all it is. Yeah. And it is. It's a lot of money to go do that. And but people got to realize when you watch this stuff, man, like No Prep Kings, it's TV show first.
Yeah.
They're there to make a TV show first. And you need to know that if you're going to watch it and follow it and get involved. I mean, that's something that everybody needs to know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's your worst TV experience doing Garage Squad? What was the worst? And I'm out. I'm thinking of being out. Fuck it.
Oh,
was there ever a time?
Do you want me to just come back next week and do another podcast? Because we ain't got time for that shit.
No, we're trying to get Bob on for the third time. We're trying to get Bob Thrash on here for the third time. Okay, I had to move him once, and then he had to go to the C10 Nationals last week. You can't come on next week.
Like you fucking forgot. Yeah,
he was like, we don't have time for that shit. We're gonna be here a minute. I mean, just one. Shit.
So you loved it. You're saying you loved it.
To figure out which one I want to tell you. Bad experience in this shit. Yeah, oh hell yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy.
It's not as easy as it looks. We have had a bunch of people on, and they've always talked about the frustrations, how you're treated, the production companies, everything about it. And if you're shooting at your shop, people don't understand. You shut your shop down.
Yeah,
quiet on the set. And people don't understand it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of dedication. And you gotta think to yourself, am I gonna make that up on the back end when people know who I am?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But Joe, at the beginning
right now, I mean, I literally had to take Prison City, wad it up in like a piece of paper and throw it in a garbage can in order to make Garage Squad succeed the first 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And I gave everything I had. I even gave my own money. I gave everything I had to make this work. I would show up on set with 3 hours sleep, bags under my eyes, look like I'm on The Walking Dead. And the truth of the matter is, in 8 seasons of Garage Squad, I have made, I think my wife's an accountant, by the way. I think we're at roughly $9,700 in 8 years of money I've made off customers because I'm on TV.
Yeah, that's
what am I going to fucking do with that? And let me tell you something
it.
here that people got to understand about TV. You always get these idiots out there like, oh, you got that, that right? I automatically know this guy's a dumbass because here's the reality. Here's the reality about people think TV. When people think TV, they think Hollywood, and they think Hollywood, they think big money. Lou, you well know, just because you're on TV as a gearhead on some reality show, you're broke as shit. I don't know what everybody's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your money on the back end on the hustle. I mean, that's just how it's done, And the truth of the matter is, when we got done filming Garage Squad, I made more money out of my little shop before Garage Squad a year than I make a year of filming Garage Squad.
Yeah.
And that was not season 8. That's season 8. So people need to realize that everyone out there, oh man, you make a bunch of money and this and that. No, you don't. And here's something else. You got to understand that these people in Hollywood, they make millions. They can afford to have their privacy, not be bothered, put up walls around their property. I was cooking on the grill yesterday and last night, and some guy pulled down my driveway about getting a car on the show. So I've had 6:30 in the morning, a guy showed up with donuts and in my house. Swear to God, drove from Missouri, showed up with donuts at 6:30 in the morning, scared the hell out of my daughter getting on the bus. She was little. She come running back in the house like, Mom, someone's creeping down the driveway. And my wife went out there, and she's 5'2" and pissed off. And she goes out there, and some guy hands her donuts and says, hey, I'm here to talk to Joe about getting a car on the show. I got the perfect one for him. She takes their donuts and says, get the hell out of here, and thanks for the donuts, and left. And left them standing.
Wow.
I mean, people don't realize there's zero privacy, but yet we don't make the money Hollywood makes.
Right.
And when you do a TV show like Phantom Works, Dan Short, right? He does a TV show that sustains a business, right?
Yeah.
I do a TV show that sustains free shit.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's calling me to spend money, right?
Right.
And,
you get comped.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just had a phone call yesterday morning. A guy has a car, needs a bunch of work, needs floor pans, needs this, needs that. And I'm thinking in my head, I got to go look at this car, give him a price quote. And I'm on the phone with him for 20 minutes. And then finally he's like, so who pays for that? And I'm looking. I'm like,
I've had that happen too.
And
the
I'm
other
like,
guy.
What do you mean who pays for that? I'm like,
The
you
government.
pay for that.
The government
He's like,
pays
you
for
mean
it.
tell me everybody on Garage Squad pays for their car to get done? I'm like, no, dude, you can't. It doesn't work that way, And it's every day. It's every day. But I also understand it's also part of the responsibility that I took to do the show, though, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is give and take there. You know what I mean?
Joe, before we jet, on a lighter note, I'm outside of Philadelphia. So Rocky is huge. I mean, Rocky statue, Rocky, everybody relates Philadelphia to Rocky.
again.
At the beginning of the show, Lou was talking Blues Brothers. Did it have any impact on Juliet, the whole area, the prison?
It's Joliet, man. Joliet.
Yeah, did it have any impact? Is there any Blues Brothers museum? Did it make a difference on your end?
Not really. I mean, we do have a gas station with a Blues Brothers car on top of a pole.
That's enough. That's enough. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean but I do know. Rumor has it they got something Blues Brothers getting ready to happen down at the old Joliet prison, maybe this year or next year, or some thing they might be doing. I don't know, because the old Joliet prison where they film, where they come walking out, that's
real.
Closed down now, and now it's kind of a museum kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting. So. I don't know. I know that
Jim Belushi has he grows weed now, and he has the Blues Brothers line of weed, and he's always referring back, because they're from that area. I mean, that's why it was written that way. Dan and everybody else is from that area, so I'm wondering if there was any tie-in.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, like my name, Prison City, for my shop.
Yeah,
that comes from Al Capone used to refer this as the Prison City. And that's how I come up with the name Prison City. And I built an Al Capone chopper back in the day.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And but Blues Brothers, not so much. Not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
Really.
It does mean a lot to us around here. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Very cool.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do, Joe. We're gonna sign off. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media. Tell them.
Joe Zoper on Facebook, Joe Zoper on Instagram. I just started TikTok. That's a whole weird experience.
TikTok's crazy,
isn't it? And then Twitter. Everything's at Joe Zoper at some platform. And don't forget Builders Brawl. Please follow that. Please share that if you understand what it's all about and you can appreciate and respect what I'm trying to do. Me and my wife, we have a lot on the line to try to make this work. So we believe in this. So.
Cool.
Very cool.
That'll work.
This is year one. This is the right. The
this
pioneer.
is the inaugural race.
This is it. Right. This is it. And as of right now, it's gonna be crazy. I can tell you. And there's a lot of badass people are gonna be there for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, Joe. Glad you came on. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
Guys,
Thanks shooting the shit.
I appreciate everything.
I hope you had a good time, really.
You got to come back on. We'll talk about Garage Squad and some of the crazies. You were on a roll there. You were on a roll there. It was pretty cool. I was like, what the?
Listen.
I actually was going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because,
You got any donuts left or no?
Give me a little bit with Garage Squad and then have me back on.
Yeah.
Because either I'm going to have you crying, laughing, or pissed off, one or the three, but some emotion's gonna come out
after the brawl. Listen, after the brawl or just before the brawl, come back on and talk about what's happening. We'll talk shit.
No, we gotta do it after the brawl, because this way we can get footage. Because I'm sure he's gonna have someone with a video camera.
Think about it, make it happen.
That would,
especially if there's a number two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that would be better.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, guys. I think it would be great, and I would love to be back here and. It's just too early for some production talk, but there will be production talk.
No, I appreciate it because, like I said in the email over to you, we try to inspire the next generation because this is going to live forever. There's always some kid that's going to go, how did Joe do this? What was the Garage Squad?
Yes.
My dad used to watch this when I was a kid.
Yes.
They're going to figure it out, and you're going to motivate people, especially when you're talking to learn how to weld, the TIG welder, the whole thing, the pipe bender, figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's not just us, the guys that are, watching it. It is, pay it forward, lock it down, get your story out there because it doesn't happen.
If I can say one other thing, if there's anybody out there getting involved in TV as a gearhead in any way, shape, or form, and someone's knocking at your door to do a show, listen, I'm going to tell you guys right up front, the best you're going to get is at the end of the day, you have to be okay with someday your grandchildren are going to be able to say, hey, look what grandpa got to do. And you need to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, this is not for you because it's a lot of hard work without shit for a reward sometimes.
Yeah.
But it is TV. And, I hope that 30 years from now, they know what TV is because it's different now.
Yeah.
Compared to streaming and what's coming. And everybody's got a YouTube channel. Everybody has It's not the same as today because it's you know, and you have to understand that. It's why the story of what happened, lock it down before somebody else changes the history of it.
There's a big history going on in the last 10 years of gearhead television, and it needs to not be forgotten. People are going to need to watch some of the things that we've all done. You know.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
agree.
Definitely.
All right. So, Joe,
thank you.
We're going to kick you off. Glad you
Thanks,
came
brother.
by. All right. So, John.
Yo. Yeah, I wanted to tell you that Merc
Tell
behind
me.
me here, that Merc behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad motherfucker, and I built that shit. Look.
Yeah. It's in Australia now.
That's a Michael Valley fucking Merc, you know, the flame job. I had him come out. You know, I'm just proud of myself. That's why I put that shit
You
up
should be, yeah.
Look how straight that fucking body is. I did all that shit.
It's awesome. I'm not
Flush
I'm not
fit
bitching.
skirts. I missed that car a little. I missed that car a little bit.
Then why did you sell it, dumbass?
Oh, the money was right. The money was right. The guy paid me. It sat there for 4 or 5 months. I didn't think he was coming to get it. Shipped it to California, shipped it to Australia. It's in Australia, Melbourne, Australia right now.
It's an American tragedy, John.
Fucking badass, though. It's badass.
All right. Tell everybody good night.
I'll see you. Thanks, Lou.
Ken cut him off. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. I think we had a great time. Next week, third time's a charm. Bob Thrash. Be here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we're going to talk to Bob Thrash. And if you don't know who he is, you really need to tune in because I'm telling you, the guy has worked with a lot of people that are deep in the game. All right, till next week. I'm Lou Santiago, and I'm out.